Been a while since I had my yearly stomach rumbling, so we do have some new White Castle items. That includes 2 of these drinks, which are their dirty drinks. You can tell by the color what they're trying to do, but Taco Bell had something similar. They're mixed with like a vanilla cream, but we'll try those out, as well as these new chicken rings. So they have these cheesy chicken rings. They used to have a ranch, which was Hidden Valley, as well as another one, which I can't remember. They weren't that memorable, but White Castle is one of those things we were talking about on the stream yesterday, and people were like, is it good? I've never had it. So I got a couple of other things in the menu just to show you some of my favorite things from White Castle. I'll talk about White Castle at the end, but is it good? No, but it's still like what it is, and you need it sometimes. I know it doesn't make sense, but I hope it does at the end of this video. Also, for the people who enjoy the snack reviews, we'll have that up on the second channel later on, but this is their new cheesecake pack, as well as I got some of their cinnamon rolls because I never had it before, so that'll be on the second channel, and once that's live, which is an hour from when this is live, I will pin a link to that in this video. You're supposed to shake these up when you first get them because some of the sauce or the powder may settle to the bottom, but these are their new flavored chicken rings. They're cheesy chicken rings. It more than likely is just cheese dusting, but we try everything that's new. I already showed you what these look like, but it's definitely just a dusting of like cheddar cheese smelling cheese dust seasoning. That's exactly what it is. Really intense cheese dust flavor. They have that powdered cheese you can put on popcorn seasoning, and this tastes very similar. The only difference to me is if you put it on vulcanized rubber, because their chicken rings to me are a little rubbery, but it's White Castle. Like, I know what I'm getting myself into. We don't need to get too in-depth with that, but I do have some of their Zesty Zing sauce, which is, I'm guessing, similar to Burger King's Zesty sauce. It is, but it doesn't have that pop of horseradish that Burger King has. That I really like horseradish, and it would make it a little bit better. This one's a little more sweet. So if you don't like horseradish that much, you might like that one a little bit more. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know if they messed up on my order. They also gave me an order of chicken rings, which I didn't order. So maybe they put the wrong ones in and said, you know what, just give them to them anyway. So we'll try those. But let's go on with the honey mustard. It doesn't matter what you do to these. It's just going to taste like cheese. They're not bad, though. It just tastes like cheese. But I'm going to try the regular chicken ring with the honey mustard just to see. It's a really sweet honey mustard. It's okay. Again, you're going to hear that a lot from White Castle. Really popular from the Harold and Kumar movies, which, if you know what that movie's about, that's what most people that like White Castle on a regular basis are about as well. Also, before I go on, I do want to say that I made a mistake in naming these. It's really not that big of a deal, but they're called their Cheddar Blast chicken rings. I kept calling them cheesy chicken rings. I really thought I saw that on the sign, so I'll put a note in the beginning of the video, but I do want to clarify myself. This is their Dirty Orange drink. They have that as well as Cola Lime. You can get this with zero. I asked the lady there, and she said you couldn't, but when I'm looking at the app now, you can. So this is just regular, and most of that stuff is settled to the bottom, so you're going to have to stir this up pretty good, but I think I got it. There we go. All right, so you can see the cloudiness. Similar to the Taco Bell one, this is with a sweet cream creamer in it. It tastes like a creamsicle. I kind of expected that, but not quite, because that sweet cream creamer has a little bit of an aftertaste that you don't get with ice cream when you make like a real creamsicle. I don't know how they made this not good, but I don't like it, which is crazy to say. I felt like this would be a slam dunk, but their sweet cream has a little bit of an aftertaste. It's not sweet. Let's try the other one. This one really settled at the bottom, but you can see that color is like a weird, I don't want to say what it looks like to me, but blind taste test. This one's a little bit better just because that hint of lime in it. Taco Bell's is much better than this. It's the creamer that they're using that's just very weird. Yeah, I don't like these. I don't know if it's the cream or maybe it's just my specific location. They got like some old cream in there, but it has a very funky aftertaste that is not enjoyable at all. It almost tastes, damn, I hope this isn't spoiled, but kind of sour. So I already know. You say I'm drinking spoiled stuff. I might have. It's not, but it's got, I would give both of those a 2 out of 10. But as far as the new menu items, these cheesy chicken rings, it's just Cheddar Blast. These Cheddar Blast chicken rings are exactly what they sound like. They're nothing special, but I didn't really think so. But you never know with these things. That's why you do try them. Their chicken rings are just super rubbery. But if you check back to my last year's video, I did almost the entire White Castle menu in one sitting where I sampled it. These were some of my favorite items. A lot of people were asking about White Castle, so I said, okay, let's try it out. First, we have their slider. I actually like this slider more than their original slider. This is their 1921 slider. A little bit thicker of a patty, a little bit more flavorful of a patty. But other than that, it has cheese. You can get lettuce, tomato on this one, and ketchup, mustard if you want to. There's also their onions on the bottom as well. But their onions aren't like those smaller onions that you get on the normal slider. On these, it's more of like a sauteed onion. That's not like those little diced ones. They're just better than the original one to me. Just a much thicker patty. This slider does cost $2.99. So, you can do the math on that one. I already know I'm getting some diabolical comments. But I can only have this in like a small amount. It's okay. You're going to hear me say that, like I said, a lot when it comes to White Castle. It tastes much better after a late night if you're out. Again, I don't do the 420 like most people, but I do have adult beverages. Not like I used to, but when I did, this definitely hit the spot a little bit more. But if you ask me, I prefer this one over the regular one with that little wrap patty. Slightly better. Next up, we have their onion rings, which their sides, very hit or miss. Sometimes these come out super rubbery. Or super bland. This might be the worst White Castle I've ever gotten. I'm not lying to you. Here we go. A little Zesty Zing. That helps it. But I don't know what happened with this White Castle today. It's the same location I always go to, too. You want to do honey mustard? I'm talking to y'all as if you're trying to honey mustard out. The same texture as those chicken rings. It's just like really rubbery today. They're usually kind of rubbery, but it's really rubbery today. I think I'm growing out of White Castle. I think this might be it. We have their fish nibblers, which is like an underrated side to me. I used to really like their surf and turf, but I didn't see it on the menu, which is really weird because they've had it for decades. They're okay. You're going to hear me say that a lot. They just taste like little fish sticks. If you had a fish stick, very similar. We're going to go in for the Zesty Zing sauce. Zesty Zing is saving this right now. But again, I don't know if they didn't change the grease in a while or something. It just tastes really awkward. I'm powering through this. It's probably the worst White Castle order I've ever had. But we got one more thing. Finally, this is something I order all the time as well. Whenever I go to White Castle, you have their breakfast slider. Damn, I think he about to pull somebody over. Sorry, I'm on a side of the highway. Their sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast slider. Real egg, not fake egg. I got the jalapeno cheese and the sausage patty. This still hits. This is the best thing I've gotten. What really makes this, their sausage patty, a lot of spices in it. This is the best thing I had. Also, there's nothing in this that they probably had to drop into grease. I think they got old grease at White Castle today. Look, I'm under no impression that White Castle is great. But I'll get a couple of these. Probably the only thing I would say go get right now. I wrap with that. Anybody who's watching this video that's ever had White Castle kind of knows what to expect about White Castle and what I'm going to say. It is one of those places that I would never call it good. And in a vacuum, I'd probably call it bad. But there's a devotion and a culture to White Castle that people just like it. The movie made it really popular with Harold and Kumar, but it's been popular for a while, especially where I live, but mainly amongst people who do what Harold and Kumar did or after a late night. If you go there during the day, it's largely empty, but if you go there at nighttime after midnight, because a lot of them are open either 24 hours or till like really late, there's a drive-through window. So I've rarely, if ever, met a person that tells me White Castle is elite or even great, but they still eat there from time to time. And that's what White Castle is in a nutshell. If you're not near a White Castle, I would never tell you to venture outside of any kind of radius in order to get it. But if you happen to be near one, it's still cool to try. It's kind of iconic with, like, you know, like the castle building and the little sliders and, of course, the movie. But I wouldn't ever recommend anybody go out of their way to get it. Especially the order that I just got today, because this was awful. Other than that breakfast slider, everything tasted like old grease. This is the location that I usually go to. There's two near me. This was the one in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey. The Clifton one is usually worse, but maybe I should have went to the Clifton one because this didn't really hit the spot. I'm not gonna lie to you. It happens. We all know what it is. But people were asking about it. I did want to try these new cheese rings, so I got some of the White Castle stuff. But when you're doing food videos like this, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. And today was a certified L. You can tell by my demeanor, yeah, I still have a really horrible taste in my mouth, and washing it out with dirty Sprite, it's not even Sprite, dirty orange soda or dirty lime cola also doesn't help. So I'm gonna go get an actual drink. I know y'all probably laughing watching this one, bro. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. I'm gonna go get a drink now. And we'll be back tomorrow. More content, Minute Hand Signs. They made it to YouTube.